All right, we've all seen the news. Gas prices are higher than they've been in a long time. Maybe you got an RHO, or maybe you got one of these sweet trucks behind us. I want to show you some really easy 3 things you can do to get better fuel economy for your vehicle on not only one of these brand new vehicles, but I'm going to show you a few tricks that not many people are aware of that you can do on a new and used vehicle to help you save some fuel costs. Let's get into this. Just wanted to give you guys an update. Kind of looking at the Super Duty situation, still moving, kind of surprising. The other day I saw inventory going up and I noticed they've got 5 missing there. And look now, almost a quarter of this back row is gone. So it's kind of interesting kind of watching to see what's going on with the Ford Super Duty stuff. And there's really not many discounts right now. So people are still buying. You got a brand new RHO, brand new Super Duty. Doesn't matter what it is. You just dropped a bunch of money and you're getting some heartburn because of the prices of fuel right now. I'm gonna show you a few things that can help you get better fuel economy. And it doesn't cost you out a lot of money, but think about it. See this bed right here, Aerodynamics, air's coming off the bed. There's a lot of theory and when they design the back of these tailgates. You kind of see this lip here. This is here for a reason. It's basically to create some perfect laminar airflow that kind of follows around this for aerodynamics so you get better fuel economy. But you know what works even better? Having a tonneau cover on the back of your truck. Doesn't matter the brand, just something that helps give you a little bit more of a smooth transition, plus keeps your stuff weather resistant and everything in the rear, which is a good thing. Next big thing, doesn't matter if it's this truck, that truck, any other truck, check your air pressure. There's a lot of different ways you can go about this. So in this case, I look at this right here, and this tire is rated for the max load of 50 PSI. Now what's interesting is, Ram puts it at 38 PSI for this truck. So you might be a little confused. Why does the door say 38 PSI, but the tire says 50 PSI? The RHO is a little bit of a unique animal. They don't technically need the full 50 PSI on the RHO for the tire weight rating because you would supersede the axles so much because the axles are derated because it's based on a 1500 platform. So you actually have a lot of safety factor with these tires. But you want to make sure no matter what, your tires are at the max rating, at least on the side of the door, because if you are 5 to 10 PSI lower in fuel pressure, that will come at a cost of fuel economy. Yeah, your ride quality might be better, but it is going to come at a cost of fuel economy and wear. And it's no different if you got an HD or any other sort of truck. The other thing, your truck is getting some miles on it, and you're like, man, I'm wanting to get some tires. And these are the tires on it, but they're wore out. An all-terrain tire is going to get you less fuel economy than a standard tire like this. This has better performance off-road, yes. Better performance in inclement weather, yes, but it comes at a cost of fuel economy. I'm gonna show you guys a tire that I specifically am not a huge fan of, and it's because I don't like the ride characteristics of it personally. I like the off-road performance of it, but I'm not a big fan of how it is day-to-day. It's right here on this trimmer. The DuraTrack tire is a great tire for off-road. It is wonderful. It's wonderful in almost all conditions, rain, snow, ice, mud, but it comes at a cost for fuel economy. We put a set of these tires on an F-150 one time, and we noticed we lost like literally almost 2 miles per gallon. You think about that over a few years, that could cost you thousands of dollars in gas over the long haul. So you really want to play out fuel economy. And the other part about looking at your tires is, not a lot of people look at this. Look at the weight of the tire. If you pick up an extra 10 pounds of rotational mass on each tire, that's 40 pounds of drag that your powertrain has to absorb. And that's gonna come at a cost of fuel economy and performance. So yeah, you might pick up a stronger, better lasting tire, but it could come at a cost of fuel economy. You're thinking about fuel economy. Just curious, if you looked at both of these trucks, which one do you think gets a little bit better fuel economy? Do you think it's going to be the air dam better off-road approach angle or the lower air dam? Well, logically, this is more aerodynamic, but it's less capable off-road. Just something to think about. Another thing people don't think about, we kind of covered this topic recently, maintenance, oil changes, having good oil, better viscosity, good spark plugs, air filters, tire pressure, rotations, all of this stuff has an impact on the performance and powertrain losses going down the road. But here's one I bet most people have never thought about. This is an extreme example here, guys, but do you see that rotor surface? Now this truck's been sitting on this lot for a while, and that is not common. But do you see that rust? Now imagine this is a 5-year-old vehicle and you've got a ton of surface wear and your brake rotors, this is gonna clean up as soon as you just drive in a few minutes. Now imagine this isn't just a brand new vehicle that's gonna clean up as soon as you go a quarter mile down the road. Imagine you've got a lot of surface wear on the inside rotor face and the outside rotor face making contact with your pads prematurely. That's extra friction through your braking system, which comes at a cost of performance and fuel economy. And I could speak to this because our 2010 F-150 Raptor, the inner surface on the inside, the frame side I'll call it, of the inner pad brake face of the rear brake rotors, we kind of noticed as we were going down the road, we were hearing this rotational like squeaking. Brake rotors were rubbing on the pads. It might not seem like much. We jack the truck up and start rotating the wheel. You could feel that drag. That drag is gonna impact your fuel economy and your performance. We put new rotors on the back of this thing. All the squeaking was gone. Guess what? Fuel economy will go up as well. Next thing, we talked about this in the last video, fuel injector cleaner. I highly recommend running this, whether it's a gas or diesel engine, use the appropriate additive. We got another video where we're gonna be using some additives here recently. I'm not sponsored by any of these brands for additives, okay, so you know, but I do think they actually work. The next big area, this is a free one. Guys, slow down on the highway. I'm speaking to this for myself as well. When I'm on the highway here in Michigan, man, everybody's screaming on the highway, 75, 80 miles an hour. People are moving at a clip. If you just drop your speeds 5 to 10 miles per hour, yeah, you get there 2 minutes later. Who cares? You do that over time, that's gonna save you some fuel economy. And while you're at it, this is a bit of a controversial topic, but hang with me on this. Cruise control. I'm not a fan of cruise control for fuel economy. People are gonna argue with me on this, but hear me out. When you use cruise control, from my experience, unless the conditions are ideal, no wind, perfectly flat roads, you'll get better fuel economy if you just use your foot and not cruise control. Think about this. What does cruise control do? It keeps the velocity fixed. It's not worried about fuel economy. It's trying to make sure your speed is the same. Whereas if you're focused on hypermiling, you could call it, when you are not worried about maybe you're going up a hill and you'll lose 5 miles per hour, or you gain some speed going down to collect energy for the next hill, those kind of driving habits can have a big impact on your fuel economy. I mean, we're talking, you could get 3 to 10 mile per gallon improvement easily with different driving habits like hypermiling or drafting. One of the last things you can do that doesn't cost you $1, download the Gas Buddy app. The Gas Buddy app is one I use on my phone. I think it's great because you can look at gas stations, diesel fuel stops on your way on a trip or as your day-to-day, and you can compare the prices of fuel where you live. As an example, Costco, where we're at, they've always got gas 30 to 50 cents a gallon less. If I will wait till I'm in that area, I typically will not make a special trip to save gas because that you might spend more miles. But if I'm in the area and I can wait to fill up at Costco, 50 cents a gallon, 30 gallons, 15 bucks in one fill up. If I'm doing that every week, that's 60 bucks a month, $720 a year. That's a lot of money. So we talked about adding tonneau cover to improve your fuel economy. We talked about reducing your speeds. We talked about making sure your brakes and your maintenance as far as your items for oil changes, spark plugs, filters in your engine, all that stuff is up to speed. And we've talked about making sure your tire choices make sense for fuel economy. And then lastly, looking at using a Gas Buddy app to save fuel economy. All of these things can really be done for no cost. I'm bringing this up because at the time of this video, gas prices, diesel prices across the country are going wild. Keep the powder dry. It's not, hopefully not going to be a long-lasting thing, but these are things you can do before people start getting emotional and say, oh my gosh, I got to get a different vehicle. Guys, at the end of the day, if you start going from 20 miles per gallon to 25 miles per gallon, yes, it will save you some money in the grand scheme of things, but if you have to buy a second vehicle, by the time you add insurance, license plates, registration, all this other cost, you're not going to be coming ahead and you're just going to have a second depreciating vehicle. So maximize the vehicle you already have today to get the best fuel economy. I would love to get your guys' thoughts. Have I missed any ideas as far as little other things you can do for your day-to-day for driving to get better fuel economy? These are some of the ones I've thought about. I'm sure there's more, and I'd love to hear from you guys. If you've got some tips and suggestions, not only will it help me, it'll help people in the comments section, everybody getting better fuel economy, save some money. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope it's helpful to save you guys a few bucks. Thanks for watching.